Good, alhamdulillah. Tfaddal, bismillah, hit me.
Yeah, what it is, recently, last 3 months, I've taken on a second wife.
Oh,
So
mashallah. How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay, yeah, mashallah. Mabruk.
So I'm just going through basically, uh, learning process, uh, how to manage both wives,
Okay.
and you know, it's a lot harder than I initially had thought.
What are you struggling with right now?
Uh, Acceptance of the first wife, of the polygamy,
Hmm.
and also uh, insecurities from both first and second.
Well, you're gonna have to get more specific, bro. Give me specifics.
So obviously the first one, the polygamy was forced on her. She's, just bickering, arguing, um, every so often. Oh, I can't accept this. You need to make a decision. You're gonna leave me. You're gonna go with the other one. You can't have both. You need to choose one. And that's been going on for the last 3 months.
And how have you been handling that?
Um, I've just been saying, look, I've made my decision now, and we'll see how it goes. Um, Obviously, I've never backed down,
All
but
right, let me tell you this, bro. Let me tell you this. All right, as a man who's been through this, okay, as a man who had three wives at the same time at one point, and whose first wife, who was deeply, deeply, deeply in love with me, took it, and she was an extremely jealous woman, is an extremely jealous woman. She dealt with it very, very, very badly. Okay, and there is a strong possibility that you could lose your wife. That she could either you will end up divorcing her or she will request the khul. Strong possibility.
yeah,
Now, will it be the end of the world? I mean, it depends. I mean, in my case, I hung in there for as long as possible until the khul was literally forced down by my throat by one of the local shuyukh who was dealing with our case. And he said to me, Mahdi, if you don't grant it, I'm going to have to overrule you and give it to her anyway. But even before that, because of the constant argumentations and fights, because of her, how she felt about it, we were literally destroying the children. So I don't
yeah,
know if
yeah.
you guys fight all the time in front of the kids or whatever, but if you do, that's a massive, massive problem, fighting in front
No,
of the children.
look, yeah. Initially, I'd say, the first. I've just gone over 3 months, but the first month it was crazy. I don't
Mm,
think I probably went through similar stuff that you went through. I was like, basically suicidal,
mm.
involving the kids, blackmail, everything you can think of. It was used
Yeah.
against me.
Has she ran away
Family,
with has she ran away with the kids yet?
no, that she never did.
Well,
But
it's
what
early
I
days, but I will tell you, a couple of years in to my polygynous journey with the first wife, she actually ran away with the kids for 6 weeks. She's done this many times, but the first time that she did it, she ran away with them for 6 weeks. I didn't know where she was, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she eventually came back and she said to me, I said, you know what? Did you do this to hurt me? She said to me, yeah, I did do this to hurt you. And she just came out and said, yeah, I did it to hurt you. I wanted to hurt you. Now, I need to give you some context. This is a practicing Muslim woman, prays 5 times a day. She was wearing niqab at that point as well. I really did not expect this from her. It was out of left field, like so left. And I guess I was naive as to the reality of uh,
exact same with
how
me.
devious and wicked women can be when they feel like they're under pressure, particularly when their emotions are involved. As you've heard the saying before, hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. You know.
Hmm.
So yeah, I've been through all that bullshit, bro. It's all long. And look, I'll just tell you this, bro. There's a strong possibility you could lose her. There's a strong possibility once you lose her, she'll end up regretting leaving you and wanting to get back with you. And I'm just telling you everything that happened in my story, right? And then you will have to decide whether you want to take her back or not. In my case, I said no. I just completely and utterly refused because I realized that, alhamdulillah, I had a lot more peace without the first wife. But it's all long, bro. It's all long. So it's better.
You,
eh,
you
I
know,
had a I had a message this morning from a brother who said to me, "I feel extremely resentful towards my wife because she threatened to take my kids away from me if I marry again. So I haven't married again, but now I feel extremely resentful to her." And I said to him, that's not her fault, that's your fault. You have decided to capitulate and give in to her. Now,
Yeah.
is there a possibility she'll run away with the kids and use that card on you if you do get married? Yes, absolutely there is. Well, choices and trade-offs. Either you deal with the possibility of her running away with the children, or you deal with the resentment you will feel if you capitulate to her. You must decide which emotion you are more willing to live with. I know which one I was more willing to live with.
Yeah.
Every man
Yeah.
has to decide for himself.
I know. Obviously, I made my decision, and I've stuck by it. Now,
Shout out to you, Musa. I see you there in the chat, bro. Habibi, wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Yeah, تفضل أخ.
I
Sorry, go on.
also gave the first talaq as well. Um,
Why? Why?
because it was getting a bit violent on her side.
Violent
Uh,
like how? Tell me how. Tell me how.
physically
Tell me, give me an example.
lashing out, and physically lashing out
Like
towards me.
what? Throwing pencils at you or hitting you or what?
No, yeah, hitting and stuff like that.
Okay.
So,
So then you
uh,
gave the first talaq, and then what happened?
I gave the
And for
first
those
one.
of you who are watching who don't know what talaq means divorce. And as Muslims, for the non-Muslim guys, the way you would divorce a woman, you say divorce, divorce, divorce 3 times, either at the same time or on different occasions. Different opinions with regards to can you say them all at once, or does it have to be spread out? Does it even count when you're angry, and so on and so on? But the general premise is you have to say the word and you have to say it 3 times. So when you said it, what type of impact did this have on her?
To be honest with you, it didn't really sink in. So, uh, I said it once, because I follow the opinion that the one, you say it once, and then that's it, and then you have to wait the term, and then you give the second one, etc. So I gave the one, and then I moved my stuff out. I also messaged my my brother-in-law, so her sister's family, his sister's husband, to say, look, I've given her talaq, just so that the family are made aware of it, and it sinks in. Because I think when the women, they don't realize the severity of it. When you give them the talaq, it's um, so I announced it to families, etc., just to let it sink in that he's actually divorced you. um, and I think it did have an effect. It calmed her down.
Hmm.
um, the only mistake I made was, after a week or so, I took her back, which I think was too quick.
Too quick.
Yeah, it was way too quick.
Hmm.
um, but one of the main reasons was that, because the household is already built up, you always have a reason to go back. There's something that you need from there, or you need to get, etc.
Oh, I
So it's,
see. I
it's
see.
it's hard to just remove yourself totally,
Mm,
and
Yeah,
go
I
live with the
understand.
second one,
Mm.
because there's always something there that, oh, there's this letter, etc. So for that reason as well, that pushed me to go back.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
I mean, is there any solution from your part, with the bickering, or is this just going to be going on for years?
I mean, it comes down to her character. You see, it comes down to the character of the woman. So, and women are different, as you know, just as men are different, and some women are more inclined towards arguing than others. And I've experienced a vast array of different types of women in polygyny. I've experienced the type of woman who will literally fight you to the death. I've experienced the type of woman who will complain a little bit, and then you tell her to shut up, and she'll cry quietly, and then she'll be fine after that. You know,
Yeah.
there's another experienced type of woman who will play psychological games with you. She'll go cold on you. She'll block you, ignore you, sometimes for weeks on end, make it difficult for you to see her. There's just it comes down to what type of woman is she, and the only way you're going to really know is to look at her mother. What type of woman is her mother? Because she is from that mold. What type of relationship does the mother have with her father? So your mother-in-law and father-in-law, is the
Yeah.
mother-in-law submissive and obedient to the father-in-law under pressure and stress? Have you any knowledge of this? If the answer is yes, then you should be all right. If the answer is no, or I don't know, then it's not looking good, bruv. I'm not gonna lie to you.
In your case, did time make it easier, or was it just the same?
The time make what easier?
Her to accept it, the first one.
No,
Or
no,
did she?
time made it worse.
And
You
what
want me
about, did you try to withdraw attention? Because what I do every time it becomes unbearable, I just
Mm.
withdraw my attention and spend less time.
Well, I don't even remember, to be honest with you, what I did or didn't do too much, but I do know that I made a lot of mistakes. I was much younger. I was in my mid 20s, so I made my mindset was this was my mindset, and it still is to a degree now, but um I'm less tolerant of nonsense. But my mindset back then was, regardless of what we go through, we are gonna make this work for the sake of the kids. I don't care how much you disrespect me. I don't care what you say, what you think, whether you love me, whether you don't love me. We are gonna make this work. That was my mindset back then. And that was a mistake because that gave her a pass to continue disrespecting me because she knew I'm not gonna do anything. You see,
Yeah,
there were
yeah.
no consequences. He said he's gonna be here no matter what. Well, therefore, I can disrespect him. So that's why I say that was a mistake, even though the foundation of the thinking was sound to try and keep the home together, but the execution was wrong because it gave her a free pass to behave however she wanted to. And the behavior just got worse and worse and worse. Bصراحة يعني.
Okay.
So, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know anything about your missus. What is she like? Is she respectful? What's her nature like?
Prior to taking on the second one, she was okay. She was fine, obedient, etc. But obviously, when I entered into the polygamy and I
Have you seen a side to her post polygyny that you have never seen before?
yeah, yeah, after polygyny, it was totally unexpected. Things I thought it could not be possible. You know, and she did things that I couldn't believe that she would or could do.
Mm.
But I think the only way I've controlled it is to spend less time. I felt like initially I was trying to please her, make try and spend more time, do more activities, just to, but it didn't work. So I'm doing the opposite now, where I withdraw the attention if she becomes
How
competitive.
much real estate does she consume in your mind on a day-to-day basis, in from a perspective of you thinking about how am I going to keep this together? How much space does she consume in your mind?
From now it's bearable. So what will happen now is
Bearable means that you're at your limit. That's what bearable means.
okay. It's mm, well, it's not. I'm not at my limit, but basically how we work now is so I'll spend the night with the second one. Come back.
Mhm.
I'll come back, and then she might argue with me for like say half an hour. She needs a release. She'll argue with me, and then after that, the whole day she's fine.
Let me give you a tip, bro. Top tip here. And I'm sorry if there's any young viewers right now who are watching, you need to click off. All right, anyone under 18, please click off right now because this is not for you to hear. But let me just give you a top tip, bro. The next time you go home and she starts arguing with you, instead of engaging in that argument or even giving her time to let off steam, just how do I say this, Yani? Just handle the business, bruv, immediately. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you understand? Yeah, and let me speak less directly to you and more to the audience. To the audience who's watching, if your wife picks a fight with you, 9 times out of 10, it's not worth even getting into because she's not even going to tell you what's really bothering her. All you got to do is turn her around and do what you got to do, and she'll be fine after that. All right? I'm telling you. And I mean this. I'm not saying this as satire. I mean it. It
and
works.
also, um, I'm finding initially when I went into it, I only expected, to be honest with you, headache from the first one
Mm.
because obviously the polygamy is forced on her, but in reality, they both come at the same time with the first and second one. With the second one,
So
you might get
I wanted to
insecurities.
ask you. I wanted to ask you. How has this? What's the second one been like? How has she been dealing with this? Tell me.
It's been more insecure, time as well, not spending enough time. One thing is important because what I'm doing is 50-50 nights, yeah. So one
15
day here,
nights. Okay.
one
Yeah.
day here, one day there, yeah.
Yeah.
You know the daytime.
Yeah.
Do I need to split that 50-50? Because
No.
what?
No. No. The right is the night. The right is the night. Okay, that's where the right is. And the night begins whenever you finish taking care of whatever you're taking care of at work. It doesn't need to begin at a specific time. This is another thing as well. So long as you're not taking the MIG, like let's say you've got work to do. You're not with the other wife, but you have got work to do. You're at the office, you're in your business, you're doing something, you've got work to do. And you don't happen to get home until 11 p.m., midnight. Like you just had stuff to do. That's fine. No problem. No problem, because you get home when you get home. And this is something that women get. If you start playing this game, yeah, and this is advice that I'm giving to you, is what that one sheikh gave to me. If you start playing this game of, okay, from 8 till 8, I'm going to be here. And then from 7 till 5, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
They are going to start holding you to the hour and then to the minute and then to the second. You're 15 and a half seconds late. That's the extra 15 and a half seconds you had with the other wife. How could you? It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. So the rights are in the nights, and the night begins when your day finishes, my friend. So long as you're not spending the evening with the wife here and then you come home 1 o'clock in the morning with this one. No, obviously now you're taking the mic, right? But you take care of what you got to take care of, and then you come home. That's when the night begins. And let me give you one more piece of advice as well, okay? Because this is something that I have experienced myself. When you get home, okay, and you have decided that the night has begun with your wife, with the wife that you are with, the other wife, she doesn't exist. She's invisible. Because this is what these women will do, and pay close attention, yeah? She'll message you something along the following lines. Either at 10:30 p.m., she'll send you a sexy picture of herself. Okay? Option number one. Or option number two, she'll feign and fake an emergency. There's an emergency, I need to talk to you. Or option number three, and this is a favored tactic by these devious women, is she'll pick a fight with you, and you'll start fighting her on WhatsApp for the next 2.5 hours. Listen to me very carefully, brother. When you are at home and the evening has begun with one wife, the other wife, she's invisible. She doesn't exist. And the easiest way to deal with this is to switch your damn phone off. If you can't switch your phone off because you rely on it for business or whatever, either get another phone for business or just discipline yourself. But it's going to be hard if she sees you online. I saw you online and I told you I had an emergency and you didn't care and you don't love me. Shut your mouth, woman. You don't exist when I'm with this woman. And you know when they do this to you, she knows if you fall for the bait, if you take the bait and you fail, she knows when you're with her that you are now responding and failing the competency test of the other wife, who's also doing the exact same thing as well. It's all wrong, bruv. You got to keep these women in their place.
Okay, I'll give you another scenario. So with the time management, I realized what I tried to do initially was I split the days, but it didn't work because obviously I'm blocked. I need to be somewhere else, but I'm spending it with the other wife, etc. For example, now because the first one, the house is built and it obviously is a 10-year marriage.
Yeah.
So if I have things to do, in it means it's necessary for me to be in or around the house. Do you understand? So I
Yeah.
have things to do in the house, but it might be the night of the first one, the second one, but I'm
Got you.
spending the day. Will
That's
that
no,
be a
that's
problem?
fine. That's absolutely fine. The woman needs to shut her mouth, especially as a second wife. She needs to know her place and shut her mouth. She is the one who's come into an established setup. Okay. She is the one who is on probation, 6-month probation. Woman, you are not here permanently until you pass probation. I don't know yet if you are a compliment or a torment to my life. I will only know this after you have successfully completed your 6-month probation. Until then, you must tread on eggshells until further notice, until the examination and assessment comes along and you pass with flying colors. And if she doesn't understand it or get it, well, then, bro, maybe she's not the one. But she needs to know that you've got 10 years with this woman. You've got children with this woman. You've got a life with this woman. All right. The next one coming in is not just going to suddenly get you 50-50 like that. Even that you are giving her half nights, 50-50 nights, yani, mashallah, she's won the jackpot. This is a big deal. But knowing
Yeah.
what I know of women, regardless of how much you give them, they will always try and take
To be
more.
to be honest with you, even initially I wasn't giving 50-50, but then um brother American, he advised me. He goes, look, if you want to give, you have to give it from the start if you're going to do it, otherwise it's not going to work out. So I started implementing the
AbuAmerican
50-50.
advised you.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, go on.
And I've done the 50-50, and I thought that it did fix a lot of the issues. But then the issue came with splitting also the days. Oh, you're not here with me in the daytime.
Give
So
them
it
an
wa-
inch. Give them an inch, and they'll take a flipping. They'll take a light year. Never mind a mile.
I did notice that, and uh, so what I've changed it where now I'm the priority. I if I need to do something, I'll do it, even it doesn't matter where I am. But as long as the nights are 50-50, I thought this is the best tactic.
Yeah, bro, you do what you got to do, bro, and be unapologetic about it as well. And furthermore, she doesn't even need to know. But at nighttime, don't fall for this trick when they message you. If you see her message at 11 p.m., you've just checked your phone and you've seen it, and she's like, Habibi, I just wanted to say good night. Love you, love heart, kisses. And you're thinking, oh, that's nice. Let me just give her a quick X back. It's not a problem. Just a quick, no, don't do it. It's a competency test. She's testing you because she knows
Alhamdulillah,
if you do it for her, you'll do it for the other one as well.
I've not had that issue. To be honest with you, with the message me when I'm with the other one at in the night time, but I do have issues in the daytime. So one of the wives will message me or call me during the daytime. Did you get this a lot as well? It becomes a little bit
Give
can
me
become a
more
bit annoying.
context. Give me more context.
So I'm at work. I'm just at work, but then I'll get a call. What you
Hmm.
doing? Talk to me. Just for attention. But
I'll be
yeah,
honest with you, bro. I'm ruthless when it comes to this type of stuff. Woman, I'll text you when I text you. I'll call you when I call you, and I don't give reasons or apologize. I got things to do. I got work to do. I got stuff to do. You think I'm just here talking to you all day long because you're feeling jelly because you're worried that I'm talking to the other woman? I'm sorry, that's a you problem. You do that. That's nothing. That's nothing to do with me. That's a you problem. Yeah, I
yeah. I mean,
can't be here on my phone. Oh, Habibti, are you okay, Habibti? And then the other one, copy and paste. Oh, Habibti, are you okay, Habibti? And you send the same message twice, and you accidentally call Sarah Khadija and Khadija Sarah, and then it just gets all messy. But it's just a mess.
yeah. No, I had this issue where it was getting constant messaging during the daytime and calls, but then I addressed the issue. Alhamdulillah, she's improved. But obviously, she just says that, oh, you only spend the night with me, so in the daytime I need. She it's very neediness, a lot of neediness. Did you have to deal with neediness?
Yeah, bro. I had very needy wives. Two of them, very, very needy wives. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, Akhi. Like, this is why I'm very, very particular with the type of this experience that I have. I'm very particular with the type of women that I choose now to enter my life. I'm very, very, very particular because yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Akhi. If that's the type of sisters that you're with, then it is what it is. That's just how she's wired. You need to maintain frame and do what you have to do anyway. She's gonna get upset when you go home. Like I say, you're just gonna have to lay down the member on her, and do what you got to do. And then, hopefully, this will. By the way, intimacy really does fix a lot of problems, contrary to popular belief. It really does. After that, bro, I don't know what to tell you, Akhi. Just do your best, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, alhamdulillah. You know what it is for the brothers. I, I don't think a lot of people don't know how hard it is until they actually get into it.
Mm,
Even looking at it from the outside, it looks hunky dory. Think,
mm,
oh, the brother's got two wives, he's loving life. But
mm-hmm.
even the wives think that as well. But the responsibility, because both wives tell me, oh, you're loving it, you got two wives now, this and that. But they don't understand it's not double the headache, because now that is polygamy, each wife is giving way more than an average woman's headache. So it's like triple, quadruple the headache just by having two women. It doesn't double the headache.
Well, this is it, bro. You want another woman? It comes as a package. It is what it is. So if you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.